Prayer is power. When you pray, then you are in touch with your higher consciousness. Pray. Pray. Prayer is power. Pray. 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 Prayer is power. Prayer is power. What are you going to do? Pray. 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 When you pray, then you are in touch with your higher consciousness. Pray. 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 Prayer is power. Prayer is power. Pray. Prayer is power. When you pray, then you are in touch with your higher consciousness. Pray. Pray. Prayer is power. Prayer is power. Prayer is power. Pray. Pray. Prayer is power. Prayer is power. Prayer is power. What are you going to do? Pray. Pray. Pray.
Welcome, everyone, to Dr. Pillai's Religion of Religions YouTube channel. Today, our program is a in-depth planetary puja using the chart of now based on my current location, which is here in New Mexico at the moment. I'm very happy to be hosting these calls Monday through Friday on this YouTube channel. My name is Swamini Valli. I'm a Pillai Center teacher and an AstroVed astrologer. And Dr. Pillai has explained that the planets and stars are more than just objects in outer space. There's also a divine light being associated with all of them. And in doing this puja, we are connecting with those light beings and opening ourselves to receive their blessings for ourselves and for our world. So thank you very much for joining. I know we have people that come from different states, different countries, different continents, and it's really wonderful to be united together in doing this. Whether you are new to this or whether you're very familiar with this, everyone is welcome. I'm using the South India style layout of the chart, which is shown here on the screen. If you're unfamiliar with this layout, there is a link in the Show More area below the video to a tutorial video about the South Indian style chart. Each of the little 12 boxes that you see is representing a zodiac sign. And I have drawn the chart on with chalk onto a little blackboard that's on a little side table here. And I'll be doing the puja onto that little blackboard, offering flower petals. I have light, a lit tea light. I have a hand fan. I have a bell. And I also have a little container of water. And I'm going to start with the water, first dipping the ring finger of my right hand into the water. And I'm sprinkling a few drops of water on each of the four sides of the blackboard, sprinkling a few drops onto my own head, and sending a few drops of water out into space towards all of you, whether you're watching it live or watching the replay later, so that we're all participating in a sense of being in a sacred space and being a bit purified for doing this puja. It's okay if you're just listening to this puja in the background. I know some people may listen to it while they're doing something more mundane, like folding the laundry or doing the dishes, and that's fine. Dr. Pillai has said that the names of all of these divine beings is in and of itself a quantum sound or a mantra. And even just hearing these sounds can help us to go into a higher state of consciousness. And then I know that some of you are participating in it along with me and offering flower petals as we go along. And that's also a beautiful way to do it. So there's no wrong way to participate in this puja. So have no worries about that, please. So now that we've sprinkled some water, we begin, excuse me, we begin by invoking Ganesha, the archetype who removes obstacles. Om Sring Gang, Om Sring Gang, Om Sring Gang. We ask Ganesha to come and to remove all obstacles from this puja and to remove all obstacles from our day or our evening. And we thank him for his help with this. Now, I'm going to do a short Tamil chant, asking all of the planets to be beneficial towards us. Asura Nalla Nalla, Ave Nalla Nalla, Atiyar Arvarku Mikave. Asura Nalla Nalla, Ave Nalla Nalla, Atiyar Arvarku Mikave. Asura Nalla Nalla, Ave Nalla Nalla, Atiyar Arvarku Mikave. We ask all of the planets to be beneficial today towards us and towards our world. We thank Saint Yana Samundar for teaching this chant, and we are grateful to Dr. Pillai for sharing it with us. Now, we're going to honor the planet that rules the day, the star that the moon is currently in, the Tithi or the moon phase in my local area, the planet that's ruling the hour here in New Mexico, as well as the time elements of the yoga and the karana. We start with honoring the planet that rules the day, which is the moon. And I'll take a flower petal each time we do a mantra, and on Namaha, I'll put the flower petal on top of the moon. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. Next, we honor the star that the moon is in. The moment the moon is in a star called Purva Ashada, I put the flower petals on top of the moon. Om Purvashadaye Namaha. Om Purvashadaye Namaha. Om Purvashadaye Namaha. Right now, we're in a moon phase or a tithi called ninth waxing moon, which in Sanskrit is called Navami. Dr. Pillai said we would use the Sanskrit name of the moon phase, followed by the word Devi, which is invoking the light being associated with that moon phase. I put the flower petals on the moon. Om Navami Devye Namaha. Om Navami Devye Namaha. Om Navami Devye Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules the hour. Right now in my local area, that is being ruled by Saturn. I place the flower petals on Saturn. Om Sanishwaraya Namaha. Om Sanishwaraya Namaha. Om Sanishwaraya Namaha. For the yoga and the karana, Dr. Pillai said we would not use flower petals. We would simply say their names 3 times each. The yoga time element that's active right now is one called Atiganda, which has energies of danger. And the karana that's active right now is one called Balava, which has energies that are spiritual. Now, I turn my attention to the chart of the moment. Dr. Pillai said we would always start with whatever sign is the current ascendant, meaning the sign coming up over the local eastern horizon. And in my area right now, the ascendant, represented here with AC, is in the sign of Kanya or Virgo. And he said we would honor the planet that rules the ascendant sign, AC Sendent. It's the ascendant. It's the one coming up on the eastern horizon. For Virgo, that planet is Mercury. I'll put the flower petals on Mercury. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Now, starting with the ascendant sign, we're going to honor the planets based off the sign that they're in, going in a clockwise direction around the chart. Today, in the ascendant sign of Virgo is Mercury, Venus, and the Sun. Mercury, we start with Mercury. I'm honoring him. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Mercury is in a star called Uttara Phalguni, a star with energies for relationships. I've put the flower petals on top of Mercury. Om Uttara Phalgunaye Namaha. Om Uttara Phalgunaye Namaha. Om Uttara Phalgunaye Namaha. Uttara Phalguni star is ruled by Aryaman, an archetype who rules contracts, integrity, keeping one's word. We ask his blessings to be honorable people. Om Aryamanye Namaha. Om Aryamanye Namaha. Om Aryamanye Namaha. Now we're going to honor Venus and the Sun. They're both in the same star today, so we'll honor both those planets before we invoke the star. We honor Venus. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Next, we honor the Sun. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Venus and the Sun, excuse me, are both in a star called Hasta, a star symbolized as an open hand in blessing. We honor this star, and I put the flower petals across Venus and the Sun. Om Hastaye Namaha. Om Hastaye Namaha. Om Hastaye Namaha. Hasta is ruled by an archetype called Savitur, an archetype who is a form of the sun. And in this form, the sun is very interested to help with the evolution of human consciousness. And he can even help to stretch our minds to be open to higher truths. We honor him, and I put the flower petals across Venus and the Sun. Om Saviturye Namaha. Om Saviturye Namaha. Om Saviturye Namaha. Hasta star is ruled by the moon. I put the flower petals on the moon. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Kanya or Virgo, the most detail-oriented of all the zodiac signs, today containing Mercury, planet of communication, Venus, a planet of happiness, and the Sun, a planet which represents our soul. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with a planet in it is Tula or Libra, which today contains Ketu. We honor Ketu. Om Ketave Namaha. Om Ketave Namaha. Om Ketave Namaha. Ketu is in a star called Vishaka, a star that can give blessings for triumph and victory. We honor this star, and I put the flower petals on top of Ketu. Om Vishakaye Namaha. Om Vishakaye Namaha. Om Vishakaye Namaha. Vishaka star is ruled by a pair of archetypes, Indra and Agni. We honor both of them. Indra can give blessings for leadership and courage, and Agni can give blessings for transformation and purification. I put the flower petals on Ketu. Om Indra Agniye Namaha. Om Indra Agniye Namaha. Om Indra Agniye Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Libra, which is Venus. I put the flower petals on him. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Tula or Libra, a sign of balance and harmony, today containing Ketu, who is sometimes called the saintly planet. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with the planet in it is Dhanus or Sagittarius, which today contains the moon. We honor the moon. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. The moon is in a star called Purva Ashada. This is a star that gives blessings of success, that it's blessings of success through our discernment of what's right and what's wrong for us. Purvashada is symbolized by a winnowing basket. It's a kind of basket where they toss the grain like raw rice to separate the grain from the husk of the rice. So they're separating it based off of what is going to be good to eat versus what we don't want to use for eating. So Purvashada has this energy of discernment, of looking at what's right for us and what's wrong for us. And one way to do that is just to even ask ourselves the question, what's the right thing? And taking the time to ask that question helps lead us to the correct answer. We honor this star, and I put the flower petals on the moon. Om Purvashadaye Namaha. Om Purvashadaye Namaha. Om Purvashadaye Namaha. Purvashada star is ruled by Apis. This is a goddess who is in the form of a water. So we honor this goddess. Om Apasye Namaha. Om Apasye Namaha. Om Apasye Namaha. Purva Ashada star is ruled by Venus. We honor Venus. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Sagittarius, which is Jupiter. I put the flower petals on him. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Dhanus or Sagittarius, today containing the moon. Sagittarius is a sign that is the most noble-minded, the most idealistic of all the signs. And the moon is our mind and our emotions. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with the planet in it is Makara or Capricorn, which today contains Pluto, who is retrograde, and also Saturn, who is retrograde. We honor Pluto with the mantra Om Krum Kruntankaya Namaha. Om Krum Kruntankaya Namaha. Om Krum Kruntankaya Namaha. Om Krum Kruntankaya Namaha. Pluto is in a star called Uttarashada. This is another star of success And this is a star that can give blessings for long-lasting success. I put the flower petals on Pluto. Om Uttarshadaye Namaha. Om Uttarshadaye Namaha. Om Uttarshadaye Namaha. Uttarshada star is ruled by the 10 Visvadevas, archetypes who each embody a unique, divine, universal principle. We ask for blessings from all 10 of them, and I put the flower petals on Pluto. Om Visvadevasye Namaha. Om Visvadevasye Namaha. Om Visvadevasye Namaha. Uttarshada star is ruled by the sun. I put the flower petals on the sun. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Now we honor Saturn for being in Capricorn. He is retrograde right now, extra powerful. I put the flower petals on Saturn. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Saturn is in a star called Dhanishta. This is a star that can give blessings for prosperity, music, and good reputation. Om Dhanishtaye Namaha. Om Dhanishtaye Namaha. Om Dhanishtaye Namaha. Dhanishta star is ruled by the 8 Vasus, 8 light beings, who each rule a different sphere of existence. We honor all 8 of them, and I put the flower petals on Saturn. Om Vasusye Namaha. Om Vasusye Namaha. Om Vasusye Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Dhanishta star, which is Mars. I put the flower petals on Mars. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Capricorn, which is Saturn. I put the flower petals on him. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Makara or Capricorn, a sign that can activate ancient past life skills and abilities, today containing Pluto, a planet that can help with rationality and science, and Saturn, a planet that can help us with patience, perseverance, structure, and compassion. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with the planet in it is Kumbha or Aquarius, which today contains Neptune, who is retrograde. For Neptune, we will use the mantra Om Vam Varunaye Namaha. I put the flower petals on Neptune. Om Vam Varunaye Namaha. Om Vam Varunaye Namaha. Om Vam Varunaye Namaha. Neptune is in a star called Purva Bhadrapada. This is a star that can give blessings for purification. I put the flower petals on Neptune. Om Purva Bhadrapadaye Namaha. Om Purva Bhadrapadaye Namaha. Om Purva Bhadrapadaye Namaha. Purva Bhadrapada star is ruled by an archetype called Aja Ekapada. He can give blessings to help us experience deeper levels of stillness and silence, as well as forgiveness. Om Aja Ekapadaye Namaha. Om Aja Ekapadaye Namaha. Om Aja Ekapadaye Namaha. Purvabhadrapada's star is ruled by Jupiter. I put the flower petals on Jupiter. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Aquarius, which is Saturn. I put the flower petals on him. Om Sanishwaraya Namaha. Om Sanishwaraya Namaha. Om Sanishwaraya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Kumbha or Aquarius, the most humanitarian and service-oriented of all the zodiac signs, today containing Neptune, a planet that helps with intuition and our ability to understand our own inner life. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with the planet in it is Meena or Pisces, which today contains Jupiter, who is retrograde. We honor Jupiter. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Jupiter is in a star called Uttarabhadrapada. Dr. Pillai says this is a star that can help with business development. We honor this star, and I put the flower petals on Jupiter. Om Uttarabhadrapadaye Namaha. Om Uttarabhadrapadaye Namaha. Om Uttarabhadrapadaye Namaha. Uttarabhadrapada star is ruled by Arabundya, an archetype who can help with guarding treasures and valuables. We ask him to guard our treasures and our valuables, including our treasure that is the very earth itself. Om Ayurbundyaye Namaha. Om Ayurbundyaye Namaha. Om Ayurbundyaye Namaha. Uttarabhadrapada star is ruled by Saturn. I put the flower petals on Saturn. Om Sanishwaraya Namaha. Om Sanishwaraya Namaha. Om Sanishwaraya Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Pisces, which is Jupiter. I put the flower petals on Jupiter. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Meena or Pisces, the sign that is the most transcendental and metaphysical of all the zodiac signs, today containing Jupiter, a planet who helps with everything related to spirituality. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with the planet in it is Misha or Aries, which today contains Rahu and also Uranus, who is retrograde. Both Rahu and Uranus are in the same star, so I'm going to invoke both of the planets before I invoke the star. We start with Rahu. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Next, we honor Uranus, and for him we use the mantra Om Hram Prajapataye Namaha. Om Hram Prajapataye Namaha. Om Hram Prajapataye Namaha. Om Hram Prajapataye Namaha. Rahu and Uranus are both in a star called Bharani, a star with a tremendous amount of divine feminine Shakti or energy or power. We honor this star, and I put the flower petals across both Rahu and Uranus. Om Bharaniye Namaha. Om Barniye Namaha. Om Barniye Namaha. Barney star is ruled by Yama, an archetype who can help with justice. Om Yamaye Namaha. Om Yamaye Namaha. Om Yamaye Namaha. Barney star is ruled by Venus. I put the flower petals on Venus. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Aries, which is Mars. I put the flower petals on him. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Misha or Aries, a fire sign with very active energies, today containing Rahu, a planet that can help us to think outside the box, and Uranus, a planet that can help with intelligence, innovation, success in life, as well as astrology. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi sign with a planet in it is Vrishabha or Taurus, which today contains Mars. We honor Mars. Om Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Excuse me. Mars today is in a star called Mrgashira. This is a star that can help us to have curiosity, to try new things, do new things, maybe eat new foods, have fresh adventures. We honor this star, and I put the flower petals on Mars. Om Mrgashiraye Namaha. Om Mrgashiraye Namaha. Om Mrgashiraye Namaha. Mrgashira star is ruled by Soma, a liquefied form of the moon, in which he is a divine nectar, a nectar of immortality. We honor Soma, and I put the flower petals on Mars. Om Somaye Namaha. Om Somaye Namaha. Om Somaye Namaha. Mrgashira star is ruled by Mars. Again, we honor Mars. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Taurus, which is Venus. I put the flower petals on Venus. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Vrishabha or Taurus, a grounded and luxury-loving sign, today containing Mars, a planet that likes to take practical action to solve problems. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. Now, I take a lit tea light and I hold it above the blackboard that has the chart drawn on it and all the little piles of flower petals. And in the air, I pass the tea light around 3 times above the chart, offering all these divine beings that we have just invoked, the element of light. Now I take a hand fan and I'm going to wave that in the air 3 times around the chart, offering the element of air and a cooling breeze. And now I take a bell and I ring it, offering the element of sound. Now I make prayer hands and make a sincere prayer to all of these divine beings that we have just invoked, asking them to bring their positive blessings into the lives of all of us, into the lives of our families, our friends, our neighbors, our colleagues, our communities, our countries, and indeed the entire planet. May everyone on this planet have healthy food to eat, clean water to drink, a safe place to live, clean air to breathe, access to health care, good education, sustainable jobs, and may everyone on this planet have love in their life, now and always. I pray for enlightened leaders, enlightened citizens, enlightened laws, enlightened countries, and entire enlightened civilizations. I pray for blessings and ask for blessings for all of my teachers, past, present, and to come. And I ask for blessings for all of my students, past, present, and to come. And I make a bow. You can continue to make your own prayers in silence for about a minute, and then we can do some short Q&A. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Peace to the body, peace to the mind, peace to the soul, peace to the environment. Peace, peace, peace. May we all go about our days or our evenings in peace. Thank you all so much for joining us. Truly appreciate your participation and your support. Right now, we have a little bit of time where I can answer questions if you post them in the chat, and I'll do my very best to answer them. So I do have one announcement, which is that on Wednesday, the Planetary Pooja will be canceled, as I will be in the Ascension program at that same time in a live teaching from Dr. Pillai. So I hope you understand that that I can't yet be in two places at the same time. So I've asked the team to put up a card on that day and to so that people know that the class will be canceled for that day, but we'll resume again on Thursday. But we will have class tomorrow. Okay. Question in the chat. Evelyn is asking, instead of dipping a finger to sprinkle water, I just put water in a water spray and spray. Is that okay? Sure, if that's how you want to distribute a little bit of water for purification, that's okay too. If you want to just do a few little squirts of water, that's fine. That's fine. Is the moon alone in a house not good as it is today? Asked Ranak. Actually, both the sun and the moon are planets that really like it when they're all by themselves in a sign. They're like a kid that wants its own bedroom in a way. So no, the moon has no discomfort at all to be alone in a sign. That's totally okay with him. He doesn't feel crowded or, pushed in on or anything like that. Now, the moon is not, the sun is not always alone because Mercury and Venus are always pretty close to the sun. So the sun is often sharing a sign, but he's also feels okay when he's alone in a sign. That's a good question, but the sun and the moon are very okay to be alone in a sign. That's not a problem for the moon at all. Yeah. Okay. So the moon is in that star of discernment, the star that reminds us to ask the question, what's the right thing? So that can be a question that we resonate with for a bit with the moon in that star today. Any other questions in the chat? Again, I want to always be respectful of your time, and I don't mean to keep you here longer if we don't have questions. So it's okay to have a short chat. I do want to say thank you to everyone, whether you post in the chat or not. Your presence here helps all of us to go deeper in experiencing the energies and vibrations of these different divine beings. So we appreciate your attendance, whether you're quiet or whether you are writing in the chat. It's very appreciated. We also appreciate it if you like the video and if you subscribe to the channel, as that does help the channel to grow. And Dr. Pillai is very keen for this channel to continue to grow and for us to be able to put more and more programs onto this channel. So thank you for your support with that as well. So I'll go ahead and close for today. Namaste. The light in me honors the light in you. May light encompass all.